Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Friday. It's Daryl here. It's 4 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. I don't enjoy ragging on Donald Trump every single day. And that's not correct. I mean, it's not ragging. But the point here is if I don't talk about this stuff, then I'm ignoring it. If I'm ignoring it, I'm part of the problem. Yesterday, Trump visits the Ford plant in Michigan. Before he gets there, the I can't remember the owner or the manager of the plant says that it'd be a good idea that Trump wears a mask. That's what we do now. Look, people talk about liberals and Democrats. I talked about this yesterday. That we want to ruin the economy. That we want to see Donald Trump kicked out of office. Look, if I wanted to ruin the economy, I would be going around telling everybody not to wear a mask and let this thing spread and continue to keep going on so that we keep having these problems. Obviously, that's not what I want. That's not what any of us want. I want to get back to normal. I want, you guys know what I want. He's requested that he wears a mask. He gets there. He refuses to wear a mask. His exact quote was, he didn't want to give the media the pleasure of seeing him wearing a mask. I don't even know what sense that makes. How the media is going to find pleasure in him doing the right thing that we're all requested, that we're all regulated to do. And he thinks that the media is going to find pleasure in him being one of us and going along with the same rules as the rest of us. So he wants to be better than us, be exempt from the rules. He wants the media to see him being exempt from the rules, being the strong leader that's not susceptible to the virus. And the real story here isn't Donald Trump and the Ford plant. It's the people that see this. They see this. His trip, his visit is broadcast on Fox News with millions of Trump supporters that see this. They see him not wearing that mask. I told you guys about how I can spot Trump supporters now. How it's become easy to spot Trump supporters versus normal people, sane people, by the people that wear masks and the people that are like petulant, ignorant, selfish children and go around not wearing a mask. I'll never forget that day. It was last week when I went to my local IGA. And I see these four men in the parking lot. I hear parts of the conversation. It doesn't do any good, and they're all psyching each other up. They didn't really know. I had to wait until the senior citizen hour was over before I could go in the store. So I was out there for a good 15 minutes. And they didn't come together. They just knew each other. They all started talking. It was about four men, all about my age. What a typical Trump supporter would look like. And I caught parts of the conversation. And then they all go in without a mask. And we're all required to wear a mask. Now, I posted a video on my community page, and it explains this. It's non-biased, but explains why this particular virus is more infectious, how it's different from the flu. And then it goes on to talk about how we need to be social, how we need to get back to work, how work is important. So it's non-biased, man. It just has the facts. Now back to these four guys and then Trump at the Michigan plant yesterday. So millions of Trump supporters saw him not wearing the mask yesterday. And I guarantee, you know that thousands of people will base their decisions today going out on what they saw on the TV. They'll see that mask on the counter before they walk out that door. And we all know how we think. Oh, that damn mask. And I hate wearing it. I do. I've told you guys that before. I hate wearing it. It's hard to talk. I'm constantly, subconsciously, I constantly want to pull it down. When I'm talking to somebody, I start pulling it down. It's a pain in the ass. It's unnatural. If you watch the video, it makes a little more sense. It's not about Republicans or Democrats or conservatives or liberals or conspiracy theories. And then this speaks about the mental condition of Donald Trump, as who he is as a person. Him going to this plant and knowing he's going to be on just millions of people, tens of millions of people are going to see it, if not more, are going to see this. And he doesn't want no mask. What does that say about him? What does that say about his concern for his supporters? Just honestly, if there's Trump supporters watching this, think about it. Does he care about you? Or does he care how he looks, how he appears? It's nothing but pure, petulant, childish arrogance. And it just goes into insanity that he cares, and it doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. His exact quote was that he doesn't want to give the media the pleasure of seeing him wear a mask. And that doesn't even make sense. Because he would be congratulated for wearing a mask. There would be no stories today on his stupidity. It'd be a good thing. It'd be good for his reelection. But he doesn't see that. It's just arrogance. It's like a petulant 3-year-old child, 5-year-old child. It's like somebody that has a drinking problem and that drives to the bar every day and refuses to not drive. I got to get out. I got to see my friends. I can't sit home. This is America. I got the freedom to go to the bar. I'll just have one or two. I'll be under the limit. It's my choice. I got my freedom. And every day that man drives home after 10, 12 drinks. And one day he ends up killing somebody that's just coming home from work or whatever. Same thing. It's actually even worse because Trump's got supposedly has a clear head. And he's not involved in the disease of alcoholism or he's not intoxicated. He's doing this with a clear head. It makes it even worse. One last thing. Just yesterday, now I gotta be careful. The stuff I tell you guys, I've been thinking more about asking people for permission to have them in my videos because I talk about the people I talk to, and I want you guys to see what I see. So that's one thing I'm going to look into doing. One more thing. On June 17th and 18th, one of those days, I'm going to do a live stream from the hospital. I was wondering how I was going to handle this. I'm going to do my first live stream. But getting back to this now, having people in my videos and the people I tell you guys that I talk to, that I on a daily basis, I socially interact with, and a lot of them are Trump supporters. And that's where I get a feeling, I get a gauge for what the average, almost everyone I talk to is a Trump supporter, to be honest. That's probably another reason why I started this channel. Because I needed an outlet. I needed somewhere to express myself. Being a Trump supporter is just absolutely not an option for me. But anyway, back to this. And I talk to people. I got to be careful about people's privacy, so I'm not going to say any more than that. People I usually interact with every day. And they're very frustrated. And I'm starting to see a crack in the facade with the Trump supporters, which I didn't think would actually ever happen. The Trump supporter I talked to last night, a little older than me, female, and she said I supported him, but I think he's crazy now. I just don't know. I think he's losing it. We were talking about the hydroxychloroquine. I don't know why I have such a hard time with that one word. And I heard this again as I was texting somebody last night. So I'm starting to see a crack in the way I didn't think I'd see this, and just after all the things, and I think it's affecting the rest of us too. If you watch some of the similar stations as mine, people are just hitting a point where they're shaking their head, and even Trump supporters are doing this now. That the stuff he's doing is just. Also, I want to talk about him threatening to cut off funding to states that want to do mail-in ballots, but I'm not going to keep rambling on in this video, so that'll be my next video, I think. But anyway, the Ford plant and his refusal to wear a mask yesterday. You know, like I said, I would be remiss to not talk. I get tired of doing this on a daily basis because I almost feel like it makes me look like I have a bizarre fixation with hating Trump, and I don't. I would rather make to be honest with you guys, I would rather make videos about art or recovery. That was my intention. But this is more important. It really is. And more people are concerned about this. Once I started talking about this, I could see I see the concern in the comments. Yeah, so he didn't want the media. He didn't want to give the media the pleasure of seeing him with a mask, and millions of his supporters saw that. How many of millions of those supporters are going to go out today and spread this? Watch the video. Like I said, I put on the community channel. Just like I said, it's non-biased. It's not liberal, not conservative. It's not Trumpism. It's just plain facts, plain medical facts. And a lot of it talks about going back to work, the importance of getting back to work and social interaction. So it's a lot of stuff we all agree on. All right. Wear a mask and have a good Friday.